Welcome to Coach Chloe, the journey to self love. Today is episode 22, and we are kicking off a whole new series, Tips and Tools to Hack Your Thoughts. Today is part one, and the topic is getting real with your inner voice. What if the voice in your head stopped being your worst critic and became your greatest ally? It's time to rewrite the script and reclaim your mind. This podcast series isn't about changing who you are. It's about loving yourself enough to finally be who you were meant to be. Let's hack your thoughts. Break free from the mental traps that hold you back and start living the life that you truly deserve. One powerful thought at a time. We have a jam packed toolkit waiting to be opened so you can explore what it means to truly love yourself. So don't go away, stay right there. We will be back soon. Welcome back, everybody. Again, we are in a brand new series, Tips and Tools to Hack Your Thoughts. And today is part one, Getting Real with Your Inner Voice. I'm really excited about this, and I can't wait for you to get started on your journey to self love. So let's dive right in. You are what you think. There is power in what you think. So let's get real for a second here. Your thoughts are powerful. They shape how you see the world, how you feel about yourself, and even what you believe is possible. Think about it. Every single day, you have 60 to 80,000 thoughts. Some are positive, some are negative, and a lot of them just seem to run on autopilot. You'll notice that when you think about something, you keep going back to that same thing over and over again. But here's the kicker, those thoughts, they're not just passing through, they actually laying down the tracks for the life you're living, for your journey to self love. When you let negative thoughts take over, you're giving them the keys to your life. They're going to steer you toward doubt, toward fear, and towards a version of yourself that's way smaller than what you're capable of. But if you start to get really intentional about your thoughts, if you start to hack into that inner dialogue, you can actually change the whole game. You can create a life that reflects who you are and what you truly want. This is about recognizing the power of your thoughts and taking back control. Um, so we're going to break down what's happening in your mind and more importantly, how to turn it around. Recently, I was on a trip and, I had so many things that I had to do and so many commitments. And I felt really, really overwhelmed. And then I started to feel lost in my mind and I started to feel anxious and I couldn't seem to get past it. And, I said to myself, Chloe, come on, you have a podcast called Hack Your Thoughts. Start hacking your thoughts. You can't expect your viewers and people that are listening to hack their thoughts if you are not able to do that. So then I had to stop, close my eyes, take in a few deep breaths, and begin to visualize a calm Chloe, someone that was in control, someone that was not scattered. And the more I saw that, the more I began to believe it. But I had to have the thought. I had to be able to see myself that way to believe it, right? Just, you know that little voice in your head that always seems to be saying something negative. The one that tells you you're not good enough or you're not smart enough or not anything enough. Yeah, that voice that needs to be called out. It's been running the show for so long, for far too long, and it's time to put that voice in its place. Uh, And negative self talk is kind of sneaky. It often disguises itself as just being realistic or keeping you safe. But the truth is, it's holding you back. It's it's been keeping you stuck in a cycle of self doubt and fear, convincing you that you can't, or that you don't have enough juice, or you just you are tired or weighed down. When deep down you know you can, even when you're tired, being able to stop and take a break, to love yourself, to do that instead of keep going on and on and on and on and saying to yourself, oh, I gotta do this, I gotta do this. Even that is sneaky. When you keep saying, I gotta do that, I gotta finish this, I gotta finish that, you are actually getting yourself into a place of burnout and overwhelm, just like what happened to me. That's a form of negative self talk. So, how do you start calling it out? First, you need to become aware of it. Pay attention to the thoughts that pop up when you're about to try something new, or when you're facing a challenge. Are they encouraging you, or are they dragging you down? Are those thoughts encouraging you, or does it drag you or pull you down? Once you start noticing these patterns, then you can begin to challenge them. So ask yourself, is this thought really true? Is this thought helpful? When I say this to a friend, if the answer is no, then it's time to rewrite that script. You deserve better than a constant barrage of negativity. You deserve a voice that lifts you up and reminds you of your worth. You need to be your friend. Just the way you would speak to a friend, you need to be your friend first. So how do you tune into your true self? You have the negative thought on one end, but on the other hand, you have this other voice. This voice that often gets drowned out by all the noise that is so deafening. And this is your true self, your authentic voice. And it's the part of you that knows exactly who you are and what you need. It's that voice that whispers, you've got this, you can do this. Recognize that voice? That's tuning in to your true self and being able to, you've got this, especially when times get or things get tough. It's that voice that encourages you to dream big and to really go after what you want. But the problem is, most of us have gotten so used to listening to the negative self talk that we've forgotten how to tune into our true self. Because the negative self talk is a lot of noise. Well, there's good news. That voice, that friend is still in there, waiting to be heard. And the more you listen to it, the stronger it gets. There's when my son was growing up, we watched Toy Story, and he loved the one song from Toy Story. You've got a friend in me. So imagine if you sing that to yourself, or say that to yourself. I've got a friend in me. I've got my true self in me, and being able to tap into that true self. So how do you start tuning in? It begins with being quiet and just giving yourself the space to listen. Like I said early on, when I was overwhelmed, I stopped and I just started to breathe. I closed my eyes. Whether it's through meditation, through journaling, or just taking a few moments to breathe deeply and reflect. Make it a habit to check in with yourself regularly. Think about how many times do you check the battery life on your cell phone? Numerous times for the day. Ask yourself, what do I really want? What feels true to me? What's the next step that feels right? As you listen to your true self, you'll find that it's a lot kinder, it's more supportive, it's more aligned with your values than the negative voice that was there. And when you start to let this voice lead the way, everything changes. Now, I'm not saying negative thoughts are not going to be there and you're going to live this amazing life that is 100% on point. Those negative voices will all be there. That negative self-talk is, like I said early on, it's going to sneak in. It sneaks in. But noticing that negative voice, you'll begin to make choices that reflect your true desires. And you'll start living a life that feels authentic and fulfilling. So recognize the power of your thoughts. Call out the negative self talk that's been holding you back. Notice when that's happening. Notice the patterns and start tuning in to your authentic self because it knows, that self knows exactly who you are, what you want, and what you need. I am so excited you're taking this journey with me. It's a honor to walk alongside you, to share these thoughts, and to explore what it means to truly love ourselves. My hope is that you leave, every podcast and every episode with a renewed sense of self worth, self compassion, and self love. Remember, this is your journey, and you get to decide how it unfolds. Trust yourself, be patient with yourself, and most importantly, love yourself every step of the way. And love yourself in a good, not in an egotistical way, but in a good, healthy way. So please go, if you like what you're hearing, go ahead, press like or post in the chat your thoughts or some ways that you are able to hack your thoughts, hack your negative self-talk. Here's a brand new quote coming from me to you. For previous podcasts and for previous episodes, my quote to you was, who you are becoming is greater than who you were before this moment. I'm changing that a little bit starting from today. Who you are becoming is greater than who you were yesterday. Enjoy the journey to your self love. See you next time.